Hello there, boys and girls, and all of those in between. My name is Maliena Bitchcock, and I want to welcome you to Bitch Talk with Bitchcock, my very own talk show where I get to interview some of the best performers from all over. I'm so happy because this week I got my Portland homegirl homie who is ready to spill all the tea about her imperial life as a princess, the one and only Devlin Lynn Phoenixx.
Hi, thank you for having me. It is wonderful to see your lightly woman face today. I can't believe how gorgeous you look.
Oh my goodness, thank you. I was just about to say the same about yourself. I mean, you look like you just woke up out of bed and look like a standard beauty.
As they say, chapstick and mascara, that's all it takes.
Oh my goodness, I love it so much. And you know, Devlin, how are you surviving quarantine over there?
Well, it's been a struggle, you know. Life is going like it is for most people, but luckily I've had a little bit of escape with this, fantasy we have going on. So it's
Oh my
took
God.
the edge off a little bit.
I love it. And I heard a little secret is that you're in full drag, not full drug, I promise. Full drag from wig to stockings. We don't wear heels in this because there's no fucking point. But like I looked at you and bitch, you look stunning today.
Yeah, just a little something for the children, you
Oh
know.
my God, look at all that
Ooh.
ass. Mm. Well, girl, I am so happy you came on Bitch Talk with Bitchcock because you, again, have been one of my favorite queens out there in Portland, keeping the fabulous drag queen glamour going, like, just so fabulous out there. So, are you ready to dive into the bulk of this interview?
Oh, I'm ready to get into it all the way in.
You're my kind of girl. So, you know, the one thing I kind of wanted to start differently than I do with most of my interviews with you is I kind of wanted to go before when you kind of got that bite of the drag bug. And tell me actually your first time you actually went to a drag show and what about that kind of enticed you?
Oh goodness. God, I can't remember the first drag show I went to, but I'm the one I remember the most was a Pride probably in, 2012, 13. I went to CC Slaughter's. I sat in the front row and I watched Olivia Carmichael's and Honeybee Hart do The Little Mermaid. And it was literally everything. I was so just enamored by their performance and the way they just killed it. It sucked me in.
Ooh, I love anything that sucks you. Well, how did it all make you feel? Because, you know, my first time seeing a drag show, for one, I'm at the edge of my seat, like, oh my God. And two, I mean, I was so enamored by everything they were doing. And I almost wanted to push those bitches off the stage and jump in their dresses and heels right there in the moment. So, what were your feelings when you saw that first show?
I Oh goodness. It just made me like look at these beautiful creatures up there. Like, how do they get to be that gorgeous and have this much fun and just be there? Like, I wanted to be that so bad. Just like you, jumping right out of my seat. Although I didn't because I respected the rules of a drag show. And I stayed in my seat, but I wanted so badly just to know how to get involved in that.
Oh my God, girl. And my first official drag show where I got to see professionals was actually at Darcel's out in Portland. And we thought, I remember being this little 20-something-year-old, like, oh my God, we're going to go from Medford, Oregon to Portland just so we can see Darcel and all those professional queens. And I remember sitting in the front row with Poison Waters towering above us. And I was just so much like in love, and I was like, "Make me your baby."
Oh God, yeah. Poison Waters is one of my favorites too. Seeing her grace the stage is always a pleasure. Just she like floats. I don't even know. It's ridiculous.
That's probably witchcraft. Well, tell me a little bit about your first time in drag, Devlin.
For me, my first time in drag, I was a Halloween queen. I did it for like 2, 3 years in a row on Halloween. Then I just couldn't wait anymore. And luckily, going to those shows at CC Slaughter's, Bolivia was kind enough to be like, "You're new, come do the show, come see how it happens." And I dabbled a little bit at CC Slaughter's before eventually making my way over to the Embers Avenue. R.I.P.
I love it. And you are such a beautiful queen now. What did you look like when you first started? Were you just as beautiful?
Yes, absolutely, I was. I mean, we all start somewhere. I did not know what setting powder was when I first started, so it was,
Wait, wait, what? You didn't set your makeup?
I had no idea. I'm completely self-taught in makeup, so I just grabbed some foundation from MAC and some colors and went at it.
Hey, bitch, at least you started with MAC. I was dumb and went with like drugstore foundation.
Oh goodness, cover girl, don't cover boy.
Well, I know that now. Well, I love it. And what was it exactly about drag that made you want to do it? Was it the hair, the outfits, or was it just like kind of seeing these bitches on stage living their lives?
Um, Drag queens always look like they're having so much fun. I mean, I know now that you're like sucked in and tucked up and pulled tight, but they always look like they're having so much fun. And I just wanted to have fun. Like, that's why I got involved. That's why I dabbled. That's what drew me in.
Oh my gosh, I agree. Drag is kind of this, it's a job, of course, especially for most of us, it's a fucking job, but it's also a way for us to escape our real lives, for us to forget about our 9 to 5s, forget about all the fucking drama in our real life, and just become this character and pretend that your life is perfect. Pretend that you're a movie star. I mean, of course I am. I mean, hello.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of what it was for me because a lot of people, I don't know if you know this, but I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness until I was 19, and coming out was a big deal and becoming a drag queen was an even bigger deal. But making this jump has just literally brought my whole life and persona and everything full circle. I am the best me I could have ever been.
Oh my God, I did not know that. Now, if you don't mind me just being a little nosy, um, like, was it hard for you to come in touch with that side of yourself coming from a religious background?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I probably would have done drag sooner if it wasn't for that religious background. It had always kind of stopped me saying like, "Oh, why do you want to do drag? Do you want to be a woman or that kind of thing?" But over the years I've come to learn like, no, it's not about that. It's about me having fun, entertaining people and an art form, really. Like, look at me, I'm gorgeous.
Damn right, you're fucking beautiful. And I love it that you mentioned that this is art because that, again, an issue my 72-year-old mother had also had was she thought I wanted to become a woman. And I'm like, no, I mean, definitely I feel like I have a feminine side, but I definitely feel very attached to my penis. But um no, I didn't feel like any urge to do a transition. I thought about it at one point and then realized as long as I had the outlet to do Maliena, I kind of gave me the best of both worlds where it gave me what I needed. And, you know, for someone who's always doubted themselves or really thought they were ugly or honestly just always felt like there was something wrong with them, drag was the one time where I could be like, I'm perfect. Fuck what anyone else thinks.
Oh yeah, I feel you there. It's taken a long time to come to terms with the gorgeous woman inside of me, but now that she's here and in full force, I feel like it's really completed something that I never knew I was missing.
I love that. Now you mentioned when you started drag, Bolivia kind of kick-started you in her show, and then you started regularly in Embers. Now, how like soon after you started drag did you actually become a regular working drag queen?
Well, I think I had done like 2, maybe 3 guest spots at CC's intermittently before I finally worked up to get the courage to go and face to Embers because I knew that's where queens regularly hung out in the city. So like I went there one night and it changed everything, and I became a regular cast member there 3 nights a week.
Oh my God. I love that. And I'm guessing the thing that changed everything is that you met someone important that you now like to call mommy. Yes, that's right, boys and girls. I'm talking about your drag mother. Is that correct?
I guess you could call her important. I don't know.
The shade.
Yeah, so that first night I went to the Embers Avenue in full drag. The hostess that night, Crystal and Benoit, saw me and said, "Girl, do you have a CD?" I made my husband run home, drive like, the mile and a half home to get me a CD. He came back, I performed, and after I performed, here's Lexus comes up to me in this short little blonde wig, and she looks me dead in the eyes and goes, "I need to talk to you outside when you have a minute." And here I am, this new little drag queen. I'm like, she's gonna tell me, like, she's gonna punch me in the face, she's gonna kick my ass, she's gonna tell me don't ever come back here and step on her turf. But I went outside and she goes, "Do you have a drag family?" And I was like, "No, I don't, just me." She's like, "Well, I'd like to be your drag mom and take you under my wing and show you what I got."
I love it. And what kind of things having a drag mother like that, especially early on in your career, kind of helped you? What kind of things did she instill in you, and what kind of things did she teach you?
Um, she was definitely a tough love mother. She was more of, you need to learn and see for yourself. You need to know how to do these things yourself. I'm not gonna do it for you. And I just watching her and her attitude and her persona, like in her head, she's that bitch. I mean, I think she is. But yeah, in her head, she's that bitch, and she just has that personality, and that's something that really caught my attention.
Ooh. Now, you're I love that you're kind of calling her that bitch. Does that mean like she was very like strong-willed, or maybe a shady queen, or really just knew who she was?
Um, she's just very strong-willed. She was gonna do what she wanted to do, how she wanted to do it, and when she wanted to do it. And she didn't really care what other people thought of her because of that.
I Bitch, that is a freaking hoe after my own heart. Now, would you say that that's something you took from her also?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried. My personality is a little more subdued than I think hers is, but that's something I always try to emulate and something I've definitely like learned and taken from her.
Oh, okay. Well, one thing I think all of us have kind of wondered, because you are kind of this glamorous, beautiful creature, but you kind of have an evil name. So tell me a bit about your name, Devlin Phoenixx, and how you chose that.
So, Devlin Lynn Phoenixx. The only part of that I really chose was Devlin. When I first started drag, I was trying to come up with one of these pun names, Bitchcock or Sharon Needles or whatever these other names are. But that never really came. What I ended up doing was an Ancestry.com test where I found out that I was like 23% Irish and then 23% Mali, which is a country in Africa. And I tried to like combine those two into like a first and last name. But Irish and African names don't go together really well, if you didn't know. But what I did find was Devlin, which really stuck with me. That is an Irish name. It means unlucky. I don't know why I chose that, but that's what it is. I was actually originally Devlin Stark, like winter is coming, bitch.
Oh, she's part of the Stark family. I love it. Well, I think that is fabulous. And, I kind of love that you have that kind of wicked twist to your name, because it is very devilish. But I love that you almost have, at least when I first met you, your eyebrows have definitely changed since then. But you used to have eyebrows that almost went into horns. And so I used to like I lived for it, honestly, because I'm like, this bitch is like giving me full exorcism realness.
Yes, my eyebrows have definitely been on a journey, that's for sure.
My whole face has been on a journey and just found itself 15 years later. Well, I love it, girl. Now, tell us a little bit that who is the character that we know as Devlin?
Gosh, Devlin. For me, Devlin is my escape. She's my fun. She's my good time. Like Devlin is always down to party, have fun, be like your drinking buddy. Devlin is a little bit sexy. She'll give you the body. You know, Devlin is that bitch in my head.
I love it. Now, you said that she likes to flirt. Does she like to flirt with all the boys in the bar?
She tries. Sometimes I get a little bit awkward, but you know, that's what all the makeup is for, because then they don't remember what I look like.
The truth of it all. Now, I'm just going to put you on the spot a little bit, and I'm going to ask you, and like instantly, the first things that come to your brain, describe Devlin in only 3 words.
3 words. Fun, drunk, and dancer?
Or I was going to say professional, because bitch, you're always bringing me some professional queen.
Like I said, I like to have a good time. I'm always down for a drink. Cheers.
I love that you're down for a good time. At least that's what the boys in the alley tell me. She's like, bitch, I'm going to cut your face. Tell us a little bit about your drag personality. So once the lip gloss and mascara and your hair comes on, tell me a little bit how you changed the Devlin and what she's like.
I think I've watched a couple episodes where I agree with some other people that Devlin is not really a different person. Devlin is an exaggeration of who I am. Devlin is just me, but more. She gives me the freedom to, let my walls down, let my guard down, and let people in, because I don't know, I feel a protection with this mask on, that I can be more myself than I ever could be before.
I love that. I completely agree. Do you feel like there's a major personality change into Devlin from real life, though?
I definitely think Devlin is more confident. She is definitely more confident than Early could ever be. Just because, Devlin's been on this journey to really find herself and really perfect who she is as an artist, as a performer, as, a charity worker. So I'm really able to be more extra with Devlin.
I love that. Would you say that your everyday life, that you're a little extra also, or are you a little more just kind of everyday kind of Joe?
Oh, I'm definitely everyday Joe. You probably couldn't point me out of a crowd. I'm definitely an introvert. I blend in. I go with the flow. Like if I wasn't doing this, I'd be in there on the couch watching TV, probably reruns of Hoarders or something like that.
Hoarders? Really,
Yes.
girl? Out of all the reality shows out there with makeup, fashion, and drag, you're watching fucking Hoarders?
I gotta keep myself in check, okay? This room is getting pretty full.
She's just eyeballing her next reality show debut.
We'll see.
I love it. Speaking of the craziness that is your drag room, I'm kind of curious. Tell us a little bit about your drag style and what kind of looks we can expect for you to serve. Oh.
Like I said before, Devlin is always gonna give you that little bit of sexy. Number one, she's probably not wearing pants. Like I am not right now. I would do that, but I'm not wearing shoes, so. Yeah, probably no pants. We're giving you a little skin tight skirt, dress. I mean, there is the ball gown glamour side of it, but she only brings that out when she needs to.
Well, I love that you kind of said that because that kind of leads into my next question is you're a very well-versed queen. We know this. You can go, we can kind of expect to see you in anything from like a rhinestone bodysuit, seeing you on the stage twerking your ass, to kind of in a formal ballroom setting in a full ball gown. Can you tell me what kind of costume you feel most confident in?
I love a good leotard. You can always catch me in a good leotard any day of the week, wherever I might be. If I was wearing a ball gown before, I'd probably have the leotard to change into to go out in. Like that's where I feel most comfortable. I call my hip pads my security blanket. When I got my security blanket on, nothing else matters.
Oh, I love it, bitch. You know, one of my favorite looks you've ever done, it was actually a formal look, but of course it's you, so it was a sexy formal look. And it was like a red, like I believe sequin gown, but it was also see-through. So you could just like see every inch of your body. And I'm like, this bitch knows what she's doing.
That is one of my staple dresses. I love her. She was actually like the first gown I ever bought, and she will be with me until I die.
Oh, damn. I was hoping you'd pass it down to me. Actually, if out of all your outfits, I was, because I'm, I have to stalk my guests as they come on to Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. One of my favorite outfits I came by was this kind of had poofy sleeves. I used it in your promotion photos, and it's like a tie-dye blue kind of outfit, and it has like a little mesh thing. Bitch, that's fabulous.
Yeah, I found that on Facebook. That's where I find a lot of good costumes. There's a lot of good designers on Facebook, and they just sell random pre-made costumes. Her name is, oh gosh, I'm not gonna say this right. Roski Urbani. Um, yeah, she made that, and I saw that, and I was like, bitch, yes, buy now, buy now.
I love it. Well, that's my favorite costume. I'm kind of curious, if you don't mind, what is your all-time favorite drag look that you've done to date?
Oh goodness, my favorite look. Gosh, that's hard to say. Oh goodness, there's just so many. They're
Come
all
on,
so
girl, spill
different.
the tea.
I like, I mean, I'm also very partial to that costume with the shoulders. That was like, that was my first look, I feel like, that went like, this is drag. Let's go.
Yes, queen. I love it so much. Now, what do you feel like is unique about your style compared to other queens?
Um, what's unique about Devlin is that I feel like I can pretty much fit in anywhere. Devlin has an aspect to her that can be a little campy. She can be funny. She can dance. She can be glamorous. I can kind of mold between a whole bunch of different styles that like really makes Devlin super well rounded. And I really think I feel like I don't see that a whole lot.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think that's one thing that's really attracted to me about you is that you, again, have the full-fledged image of what you want to look like, and you have a full-fledged image of what you want to kind of do on stage. Um, I would have to say, and I'm sorry to bring up poor subjects, one of my favorite times ever seeing you perform was during the Miss Gay Oregon pageant. And I believe you did Survivor, correct? And it was like a mix of Survivor, and everyone came out in hoods and
Yeah, that was
you had me enthralled.
Yeah, that's this to date one of my favorite numbers too. I actually had done it twice. I did it in a competition here in Portland, and then we kind of revamped it for the Oregon competition. Um, but yeah, I mean, I felt amazing during it. I had so much fun doing it, rehearsing it, planning it. It's still to this date one of my favorite numbers, and I bet if you turn on that music right now, bitch, we're right back in it.
Yes. If I remember right, and you can tell me if I'm wrong because I usually am. Um, if did you do like at the end like a weird trust fall off the stage, and they caught you?
Yes, that you are not wrong this time. That did happen. And funny story about that. So I just had the idea like, hey, you know what'd be great to add to this number is if I fell off the stage at the end and a bunch of people caught me. So I literally went to people before the pageant and asked, hey, will you come help just put out your arms at the end of the stage and catch me at the end of my talent number? So not rehearsed, not planned. I just grabbed random people and hey, they didn't drop me.
Oh my god, thank God. I mean, I thought that was exciting but intense, and if you ever recorded that footage and you ever probably look back when you did that, you most likely, no matter where that was filming in the room, heard me squeal
Ah,
because you dropped it. I went, oh! And oh my god, because
I was screaming in my head too, so you weren't alone.
well, God. Now, as we mentioned, you can do some amazing things on stage. Tell us, what are we to expect from a Devlin performance?
You're gonna get dancing the house down. You're gonna get bucks, twirls, shablams, cartwheels, acrobatics, all the things. Like if my makeup is not running off by the end of it, I didn't do it justice.
Yes, full production queen. I'm guessing that means that you're going out there doing flips and dance moves and all kinds of tricks. What's some of the craziest shit you do on stage?
So at the brunch that I perform at regularly, the Portland Drag Queen brunch, when it was still going, they have like a stage, or not a stage, one of the tables that people eat at. It's like 2.5 feet off the ground. Doing one of my numbers, I get up there, give them a little shimmy, and then jump off of it into a death drop on the concrete floor.
Oh my god, girl! Have you ever fucking hurt yourself doing that kind of fucking shit?
Yes. Yes, I absolutely have. At the gosh, when I was Miss Gay Portland at the Gay Spokane pageant, I it wasn't even during a performance. We were just showing off at the bar afterwards, and I ended up fracturing my ankle. Had to reign for a good 2 months with a broken foot. You might have seen me at the I did the Salem pageant in a boot with the granny lady and a walker.
Oh my god, I do actually remember that, but fuck, bitch, the shit you go through to entertain people. I mean, fuck, this is why drag should come with freaking health insurance. Just saying. Because, bitch, we put ourselves through some fucking hardcore shit. And we all know that drag ages you like dog years. I mean, each year you do drag, it ages you at least 7 years.
Oh goodness, I'm trying to put makeup on to de-age me. Come on, don't tell me that.
Well, girl, what do you think that makeup does soaking into your skin for hours?
It
Just
makes me
remember,
more beautiful.
how old are you now?
Gosh, how old am I? I just had a birthday. I'm 31.
You're 31. Okay, you're not far behind me. I was going to say, honey, wait till you're about my age when you're 30 years old and you actually have canyons that you have to fill with foundation and powder and be like, seal, you fucking motherfucker!
Well, I have pretty good skin so far. I'm not seeing the lines yet, but that's why you're staying over there.
Oh. Now, you make also some of your own mixes, I've heard. What kind of work do you have to do kind of creating those, especially if you're trying to make them unique and something that's really going to entertain people?
Um, for me, I'd really like to let my mixes happen organically. I just like listen to a bunch of different songs and kind of hear where they kind of fit together. I never sit down and go, you're going to make this mix right now, because when I force myself to be creative, it never really comes out the way I want it to. So I just got to let it just kind of happen.
Well, I'm sure it still takes a lot of work though. I mean, when I make my mixes, sometimes I have to sit there for hours playing with music, saying, okay, I'm going to try this song. I'm going to try this spoken word. I think finding the proper like spoken word or clip or scene to kind of add humor to it is sometimes the hardest.
Oh yeah, it's weird. Sometimes you'll like remember like, oh, I remember this one funny thing that I heard. Like, oh, that'll go in this song. Like, girl, if you heard the music on my phone, like half of it is like 30-second clips of like random stuff that you don't even know. Like, it's crazy. It's a lot of work. You gotta sit down and pay attention, but I I really love when it just comes to me and then it's like boom, magic.
Ooh. I love it when it comes on me too, especially if it's right here. Ah! Sorry, I'm a nasty bitch. I just look
Uh,
fancy.
I love it.
She's like, I love it, but you're fucking gross. No, I'm joking, Devlin. Um, you know, I am kind of loving that you make some of your own music, but like in the standard music, what kind of music are you actually usually attracted to when you pick your songs?
So for me, it's always I gotta have the full song. I gotta have a full sing song, like, two verses, a breakdown, choruses. I gotta have all of that, usually to a like super dancey beat. That's like my kind of makeup for a Devlin song. If, I can't get too much of the like mixing in or like flipping, flopping words. More than a 30-second dance break, you're kind of asking a lot. Um, yeah, so just I gotta have a full song and a good beat.
I love a good beat. So, what kind of artists are you attracted to? I mean, you mentioned that you are about my age, so I'm guessing you are a child of the 90s. Now, I mean, were you attracted to like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, TLC, maybe even Lady Gaga? Tell me a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am a child of the '90s. My favorite artist growing up was Brandy. Have You Ever is like my favorite song in the world. Um, but I gravitate more towards more recent music because a lot of '90s beats are kind of slow and you gotta be in it, and I like to just run back and forth the whole time.
I
Right now, I'm really into like Dua Lipa. Um, she all of her songs are like right in my wheelhouse. And I mean, of course, Britney Spears always puts out a good song every now and then to really get into. It's really what strikes me at the moment. I don't look for certain artists.
Well, I love it, and I love that you mentioned that you were originally from like the '90s, inspired from Brandy. Um, I will say to this day, one of my favorite songs I remember kind of just sitting there as a kid listening to MTV while my brother was watching it trying to be cool. Um, Brandy and Monica came on the screen and The Boy Is Mine popped up. And
Yes.
I remember saying, I will fucking do a drag performance to that. And I did. And one of my favorite numbers we ever did was, of course, it was in a Mexican nightclub, so no one ever saw it. But it was me and another queen, and I believe I was Monica, she was Brandy, and we had this gorgeous beefcake of a man that we were kind of pulling back and forth and lip syncing to each other. And by the fucking end of it, we're rolling on the ground, beating each other up and pulling each other's wigs off. And
Yes, I love it.
because when you're going on stage, especially if you're doing like you said a slower song, you kind of have to make it funny. I mean, at one point the guy was like holding us apart, like, no, don't beat each other up, you fucking crazy bitches. But I mean, that's the humor I like to see on stage. And kind of with that said, I'm curious, do you ever bring comedy to your performances?
I love a good comedy number. A lot of people know back in the day I had a Miss Swan mix that I used to do,
Oh
when
my god, like on TV?
yes, when he looked like a man, that kind of thing. It's mixed with Winter Gordon's Dirty Talk, and then it's her on the sex line. It's hilarious. And more recently, I've done a drunk Uber lady. I don't know if you've ever seen that YouTube video. There's this lady. She's just drunk and she's trying. Hey Siri, call me a Uber, and it mixes into a bunch of different other songs about drinking and having fun. It's one of my favorites.
Okay, cool. Now, one thing you mentioned is you've done Miss Swan. Are you known for doing any other like celebrity impersonations or bringing the realness to the stage? Like, let's just say if you had to do a snatch game, who would you do, bitch?
Oh goodness. Celebrity impersonation is actually one of my weak points. um, I have done a celebrity impersonation before. I did Ariana Grande, um, not to very much avail. Uh,
Oh no.
I, yeah, celebrity impersonation just really hasn't got me. There's nobody that I really feel fits my personality enough. I know that's probably my problem, and I just need to get over it. But yeah, I'm terrible at impersonations.
Well, I have a suggestion, and I know because of this suggestion, it's going to make you want to beat me up. And with that said, it's because she was a tough bitch. And I think she was known from the 90s, early thousands. And she was originally a female wrestler, then made her debut in Playboy magazine, the one and only China.
I mean, I'm down to try anything. Why not? I could give you a China someday. I'll do a whole wrestling themed number, make a mix for it. Yeah, let's go.
Come on, girls, wrestling, get it.
I've actually done a wrestling duet with someone before that actually turned out pretty well. It was
How crazy did it get? Like, did you guys beat each other up on stage? Tell me a bit about it.
oh yeah, it was a queen in Portland. Her name is Shandy Evans. And we did Lady Gaga and Christina Aguilera "Do What You Want with My Body," but we fought each other the whole time. We like wrestled, and then eventually ended up having lesbian sex on stage.
Oh my god, I hope you wore a dental dam.
No, none of that. It was all there.
Yes! Get it, Queen. Well, I love it. And I also know that you are known for having to entertain people on the microphone. So, what is your personality and humor like on the microphone?
Well, I think I'm hilarious.
Don't we all?
um, I haven't had a ton of opportunities to entertain on a mic, but I did have a brunch for a hot minute. Um, that I really try to make it about the audience. If the audience isn't having fun, your whole show is just gonna flop. So you gotta bring them in, you gotta crack jokes with them, you gotta be their friend, and make them realize that you're just a regular person, even though you're this glamorous.
You know, it's true. They get intimidated by us because we're 6 foot something. We have giant hair. We have makeup that's bigger than anything they've ever seen, especially most of their husbands' penises. I mean, it's a different experience for most of them because, as we know, I mean, it's a little different from you because you guys have quite a big gay scene out there in Portland. But at least here in Eugene, a lot of our clientele is straight. You know, the girls wanting to come and crash and see a drag show, those curious men that just kind of want to see a woman with a little something extra. And, you know, we kind of get a lot of those people. I don't know how it is out for there in Portland. How diverse is your crowd and your kind of audience members?
Well, there are different scenes that attract different crowds. I mean, we have our gay bars, CC's, Stag, and all of that, where they do regular drag shows and the gay community comes. But where I was mainly working, Portland Drag Queen Brunch was exactly like you were saying. Those women, it's their first time seeing a drag queen. They watched RuPaul one time and they were like, "Oh my God, we have to go see a show." But it's really interesting to see them and watch them, see their first show because I feel like they just appreciate it like so much more than you could even imagine.
I agree. And my favorite's when they bring their husbands who literally sit there and watch RuPaul's Drag Race with them. And they're like, sure, I'll come to the drag show. And then they don't realize that they're a freaking gorgeous pile of beefcake. And the drag queens are like literally flirting with them every second. And the wives are like, do it more!
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. The hot husband who has no idea what he just got himself into. Okay.
Ah, yes. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, that has done me so well for so many years. Now, one thing you've told me in the pre-interview that I really wanted to kind of bring up is something that sets you apart from other queens is you do some fun and interesting games at your shows. Why don't you tell me about some of the games you do?
Um, well, one of my favorite is a very interactive game. Depending on what your setting is, um, you have them spin around a couple times in a circle, run to the other side, do a shot, come back, and then they have to answer a weird question like, what's the capital of Arkansas? I mean, I don't even know the answer. They could probably lie to me, and it doesn't matter anyway. They're gonna get another drink.
Oh, I love it. One of my favorite games is always hide the cucumber. I always win.
I bet you do. That would be tough to play with you.
Well, actually, one of the games that we used to do at one of our shows is it's something I learned at a Halloween show we did once, and it's called, oh my God, it's nothing that me or you would never know anything about. It's the muff eating contest. And I know, it sounds terrifying, right? But literally, you get couples and you bring them to the stage, and one of them sits in a chair, and then you take a muffin and you sit it between their lap, and they kind of hold it there within their little lap, and then the other partner has to eat the whole muffin, and the first person that eats the muffin wins.
Wow. Breakfast and a show. Jesus.
Girl, that's why we call it drag brunch. Well,
That
I
sounds
love it. What are
messy.
some of the craziest things like you do with your games? Do you ever do like a fake orgasm contest?
I have not, but now that I hear that, that needs to happen at every show.
Yes, absolutely, girl, because everyone loves a good orgasm. So, one thing I'm curious about is you kind of come from a large drag scene out there in Portland. Does it ever get competitive? What is it really kind of like trying to get shows out there?
Of course, it's competitive. It's always going to be. Um, People want their shows to be entertaining always, so there's going to be deciding factors who is booked and who is not. I think for the most part, Portland Queens really do try their hardest to be nice. It just, there's no escaping hurting someone's feelings. There's only so much room for so many people at so many shows.
No, and that's understandable, and especially when you have such a high demand of queens, only so many people are going to get those bookings. One thing I was kind of curious about is, how was it hard kind of finding your drag character in a high-paced drag scene such as Portland?
I actually think it really helped me because I had, since the moment I decided I wanted to do drag, I was performing 3 nights a week and, then brunches and I don't know, Portland is like the capital of brunches. There's was 7 or 8 at any given weekend. So, there was most likely an opportunity to get out there and do it. So that's what I did. And watching all the other queens perform just helped me make all those steps to become this gorgeous creature.
Oh, girl. And, I heard before it closed down, sadly, rest in peace, you were doing like 3 shows a week at Embers. What was your favorite memory of actually doing those shows?
My goodness, the Embers Avenue. I miss it. Those were the days. Um, 3 nights a week, Wednesdays with Autumn Rain's Heart, Friday with Crystal and Benoit, and Saturdays with Onyx and Valentine. Like, those were the days. Just running amok around that place because I didn't really know how a drag queen was supposed to be or act or whatnot. I was just so excited that I got to be in a show and got to hang out at the club and people wanted to talk to me. Like, I thought it was just the best. I miss it so much. Those were the good old days.
Well, girl, let's be real. I'm especially in somewhere like Embers that has a basement dressing room.
Yeah.
There has to be some shady, sexy, or fun stories you can tell about being down in that dressing room.
I don't know about sexy. I mean, there was a lot of things flying around a lot of places, if you know what I mean. Whether you wanted to see them or not, they were coming.
Okay, but I mean, come on, we're shady bitches. Anything fun ever happened downstairs?
I mean, describe fun. There was a lot of passing out in corners, um, people too drunk to put their own clothes back on, um, locking themselves in a dressing room and forgetting that they were even part of a show.
Oh,
You
girl.
know, normal drag queen things.
Where am I again?
Exactly.
Well, I love it. Now, tell me a bit about, because we both know you are quite a competitive bitch. Like, competitive. And you, when you compete, you're ready to fight to the death and take that crown. Tell me a bit about competing in a little competition out in Portland called Elite Queen.
Elite Queen was a lot of fucking fun. I'm so glad that I did it. From the moment that they put that advertisement out there, I was like, sign me up. I was lucky enough to make it to the top three. I had so much fun with all those girls. It was a whirlwind coming up with new costumes, new themes, new songs to do every week. Really, really fucking pushed me.
Oh my God, get it, Queen. I mean, that had to be hard. And how long was the competition itself?
It was 10 weeks every Saturday.
Oh my God. And you made top 3 out of 10 weeks. It's like RuPaul's Drag Race.
I know. Next step. Let's go.
Get it, Queen. Now, what would you say was the most, I don't know, most challenging thing you had to go through doing that competition?
Uh, every week involved a performance. So learning a new song, coming up with a theme, and really presenting to the judges my image of what I was gonna do. It was so much work. I can't believe I actually made it through thinking back. Just 1 week to prepare, learn something completely brand new, and probably make a whole costume from scratch.
Oh my God, girl. So you mentioned you do a lot of themes throughout that competition. What would you say was the hardest theme for you to do?
Going back to the earlier question, celebrity impersonation. That's where I did Ariana Grande, and I failed pretty poorly.
Oh boy. What was your favorite one that you've done then throughout all the themes?
My favorite theme in Elite Queen would had to be the wrestling one. I don't. There's more to the story. After we pretend wrestled during our number, me and Shandy actually had to Jello wrestle in full drag, and we went in.
Girl, I mean, you're not gonna get anything near my face that's gonna mess it up. And my costumes are kind of expensive. You're not gonna ruin them. So you actually got a fucking tub of Jello? Tell me about that.
We sure did. It was cold as fuck, and it smelled terrible. And we literally wrestled. Shandy almost died. Sorry, Shandy, but I was gonna win that competition, like it or not.
Oh my God, did you beat the shit out of her?
I mean, I have the video, and at a point she like was like, "Oh my God, I can't breathe," and I was like, "Well, then I should win."
Well, I'm telling you, I told you, boys and girls, and all those in between, she's a ruthless, competitive bitch, and she's ready to take that crown. Now, one crown you did take, and you held it with such honor, is you actually were Miss Gay Portland. Tell me a little bit about holding that title.
Yes, Miss Gay Portland, and this is actually right here. This is my advertisement poster for when I ran for Miss Gay Portland.
Oh,
Um, it was so exciting. It was my first introduction to the court system, and ever since I learned that there was such a thing as Miss Gay Portland, I was like, I have to be that. And luckily, I did get to be.
yes. Now, how was your experience holding your first title, especially within the court system?
It was it literally changed my whole view on drag, the community, and Portland itself. Being a native Portlander, born and raised, like it meant so much to me to be able to represent my city. And I did reign with my best friend at the time, so we just were able to have so much fun and raise a lot of money and you know whatever else you want to call it.
Yes. I love it, bitch. Now, do you have any really of your favorite memories while holding that title? Any, fun areas you went and traveled to? Any fun stories with some crazy bitches? Come on, tell me, bitch.
I mean, wink, wink, like in Eugene.
Yo, what team did you do on? I don't give a shit.
No, I really loved the whole year. There's, I did not know the aspects that the court was able to reach to. I did not know there was a whole country of queens and kings that represented like this. So the whole year, I was just completely mind blown and awestruck at what I was becoming a part of.
I get it. Especially when you take your first title, it's hard to know what you're going to expect. A lot of the time, at least with me, you think it's going to be this one thing and you're going to make this gigantic change. And then you kind of have to come to terms with you're just going to make a tiny change and you kind of hope that it's going to kind of make a ripple within the future. So, I love that you did that. Now, most recently, on top of that title, oh my God. You also were crowned the Princess Royale of the ISRC. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, that's me. It's over there. I didn't wear it today. But yes,
Oh,
Princess of the Imperial Sovereign Rose Court, Princess 50.
get it, princess. I'm also a princess. So, hey, princess sister.
Yes. I remember when I was Miss Gay Portland and I first met you, you told me, you were like, listen, bitch, I see you, I see what you're doing, and I bet you in no time you're going to follow in my footsteps. And here we are.
Yes, that means next year, hopefully, you'll be empress.
Oh, God. Well, I can't be next year or the following one because the way our investitures works, but sometime in the future, hopefully.
We'll definitely dive into a little more just when we kind of ask about your future endeavors. Now, you also have quite a relationship with the one and only Genuine, who is the current Empress of Portland. Tell me a little bit about your guys' relationship because you are so close and what it means to you to support her as her princess.
Yeah, I absolutely love Genuine. When I did become Miss Gay Portland, she was the reigning Miss Gay Oregon. So we instantly were the best of friends, being the Miss title holders in the Rose Court. And she literally took me under her wing and was like, I'm here. Here's the fucking world. Have at it. And I couldn't be more thankful to her for that. Like, just everything she's done. She's such a shining example of what it means to be a community leader and a title holder and an empress. I'm so thankful for her.
Oh my God. I love it. And, having an empress that you believe in and trust and really love their mission statement really helps because it really kind of makes you want to put even more work into your title as princess because you really believe in the person you're supporting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I watch her just go and go and go, and I'm like, well, damn, bitch, I gotta keep up.
Well, bitch, get that energy drink and keep it going. Well, I'm kind of curious. What kind of work are you hoping to do with your title as princess? Are there any major changes you're hoping to do for the community?
um, I don't know if I have necessarily major changes I want to do. I definitely want to just help and promote anything that the court is doing. I actually, today, before this interview, went to Esther's Pantry, which is a food bank run by Rose Empress 58 Summerlin Seasons. And I volunteered there this morning, packing food boxes for hotels and different families that are in need right now in this trying time. So, I mean, Genuine was there in full fucking drag. And I was like, damn, why, like, come on. So,
I love that. And that's definitely the pure definition of going out there and giving back to your community. I'm very happy to say for Pride Month in June, I'm actually going to have the one and only summer seasons come on Bitch Talk with Bitchcock and kind of spill some of the tea because that bitch really knows how to give back to her community.
absolutely, she does. She's
Well,
working out there all the time.
I mean, and it's inspirational because I mean, she's out there really just sharing the positivity of supporting one another, love one another, and if someone's struggling, lift them up.
Absolutely.
Now, what does it mean to you to be able to do community work as a drag queen?
Well, it really, I mean, for me, it kind of takes the focus away from here. Like, yes, I'm a beautiful creature, but let me use this to put focus somewhere else, somewhere where it really needs to be.
Like your
On
butthole.
well, that's later. But where people can really use it, using drag to shine light on, you know, underprivileged communities, really, I think is a great way to use this instead of it being just you, like help other people. We're all human beings and we all need help sometimes.
I love that, and it's completely true. I mean, part of our job is kind of uplifting, being kind of cheerleaders for our community, and then on top of that, going out into a community that's not kind of used to what we do and educate and kind of teach them that there's nothing to be scared of what we do. And part of that is also going out there and doing things like drag queen story time, which is one thing I heard you got to do. Tell me a little bit of being able to read to the kids.
I did. I got to do a little drag queen story time at Columbia Gorge Pride this past year. It was part of, I hosted the whole day, so there was different sections, and one of the sections was story time, and I got to read the, gosh, I should have looked up the name of this book. And what is it? Tango Makes Three.
You think it's three to tango.
Okay. Yeah, it's a book about the gay penguins. I had never seen it before or read it before, but everybody was just so enthralled in the story, and even myself was just so surprised reading it. And the parents and everybody just, it was a beautiful moment. It really was.
I love that. I really feel like it's important for events like Drag Queen Storytime to happen because, especially from our generation, Devlin, where the 90s and 80s, where I feel like we were very heavily pressured to be a certain way, to act a certain way, to get married, to have children, to have that white picket fence. It's nice to show kids these days that there are different options, that you can do different things, and there's nothing wrong with being this.
Exactly. If you want to be a fabulous creature, you just go right ahead.
Yes, absolutely. And if anyone else tells you what you are doing is wrong or weird or crazy, just look them straight in the eye and tell them, Karen, go back to your office, sip your coffee, and mind your own fucking business. Well, how did those kids react to your drag? I mean, were they running up to you, treating you like a fairy godmother?
I mean, yeah, it's the weirdest thing that a lot of children are literally enthralled with drag queens, which not something you really put together, but they love it. I mean, now I really am a princess, but I've been called a princess lots of times by little girls running around, and it's the cutest thing you ever saw. I mean, I'm sure you've experienced it multiple times. It's amazing. You really realize that hate and prejudice is not like born in people.
It's
They learn it. These children don't know any better. They don't care that you're a man in a wig or a dress. They don't care. They see amazingness, spark, oh, shiny object. Like they just love it.
I agree. It's so lovely to see this kind of innocence that you get when you get to expose drag to all ages, because I've seen kids where I mean I've had a little 7-year-old boy come up to me and like, I'm gay, and I'm happy that my mom allows me to be gay and come to shows like this. I'm like, you already know at 7-year-old you're gay, and he's like, yeah, and I want to be a drag queen. I'm like, and you want to be a drag queen?
Oh, bitch, I couldn't imagine at 7 years old. I was 19 when I came out, and I didn't even think about drag until I was 27.
Well, it's funny because we come from that different generation where they didn't quite understand what drag was. I mean,
Mm.
kids are so much like you today, Devlin, because they have RuPaul's Drag Race that really made it mainstream. They have YouTube teaching them exactly what they have to do to be the perfect fucking drag queen.
Yep.
And it wasn't the struggle like it was for some of us, where, if you were doing drag pre-Drag Race, it was fucking touch and go, and sometimes you're just gonna look a mess.
Oh yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, maybe that's why it took me so long, because I was definitely on the click clack YouTube, like how to glue down your eyebrows, how to draw eyebrows.
How to tuck.
How
Oh.
well, that's a different website.
Oh my god, how to battlethemonster.com. So tell me a little bit, speaking of battling the monster, how has this awful worldwide pandemic actually affected your title, Devlin?
Well, the court has made the decision to go on hiatus from March of 2020 until March of 2021.
So
So
what does that mean then?
that means that our title is basically on pause, and we can resume reigning in March of 2021 and continue to our regularly scheduled step down time. So I was supposed to step down in December of 2020. Obviously, that's not going to happen for all of these reasons. So if I would like to stay on, I can remain Princess 50 until December of 2021. In March, we'll pick back up activities, fingers crossed, and we'll be able to get back out there to the community, raise the funds, and plan the step down.
Well, well, I'm hoping you're going to say yes to this. Are you going to stick around?
Oh, absolutely. I can't leave Genuine hanging. She needs me. She'll go crazy.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. I love that. I really think this year has really shown the initiative behind some of the title holders and the court people, because it's not easy to do a year of your title. So to be able to take a curveball like this and say, well, I survived a pandemic. I'm dealing with depression, the lack of finances, and all these awful things in real life, but I'm still going to buck it up, be a trooper, and go on out there and support my community no matter what for an extra year on top of what I was planning. I mean, Devlin, I really don't know what to say to you, but thank you. And good for you, bitch, because you're a fucking fighter. And people like you and Genuine, those are the people we need supporting our queer community.
Absolutely. I mean, the community and the Rose Court in general just means so much to me. They've given me a home when, I didn't really have a place to fit in. I didn't know where my drag was going. And just to be a part of this reign, this year, this title, it all just means so much. There's no way I could opt out and not give it the all that I know it deserves.
Get it, bitch. And I cannot wait to see what else you're going to do with this title. And I mean, now that you have another fucking year, might as well go and do some crazy shit, right?
Right?
Well, tell me a little bit about the dynamic because like we said, you're known for doing your bar shows and the brunches, and then you're also doing the formal events as a princess. Tell me about the dynamic between a club queen and a formal queen.
Well, you have to know when to keep your clothes on. Number one.
Oh,
So, I mean, it's all kind of the same. We're all just here having a good time, supporting our community, whether we're wearing a leotard or a ball gown. We're still the same people, and the people you meet across the country that are involved in this organization are, doing the same thing. So we have our fun times, we have our kikis, we just look extra glamorous doing it.
absolutely. And, again, it's just knowing your time and space when to act a certain way. And, sometimes you just need to sit there, be quiet, and act like a formal creature. And others, you can get drunk and suck dick in a hotel room.
All about time and place.
It's true. One thing I'm kind of curious about is you have such stunning makeup skills. Will you tell me a little bit about your makeup process?
This process.
Yeah, that's right. You woke up like that.
um, yeah, what's makeup? I don't know. This is just natural beauty.
Okay,
Uh,
that's like saying that I've never touched makeup once in my life.
never, never. My makeup process, it takes me about a good hour and a half to get into all of this full head to toe transformation. Um, and I just sit down and I power through because most of the time I'm doing it at 7 a.m. for a brunch.
Well, do you have any tricks or secrets for any upcoming queens who may be watching Bitchcock, looking at you thinking, I wish I was as beautiful as her?
Well, something that helped me is it's kind of cliche. We talked about it earlier, but the YouTube watch, drag queen makeup tutorials and watch and watch and watch. And if something doesn't work, try something else.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
everything,
absolutely.
yeah, not everything works for everybody. So you just got to do what works for your face in the way that you can do it well.
Absolutely. And it is definitely finding what works for your facial structure because what may work on one queen is going to completely sometimes look different on you. And I remember I've been made over by several queens. And to this day, not one of them have been able to make me fully glam like they said they were going to be able to because I have a very unique face and it doesn't look right unless you go over the top.
Mm.
Now, speaking of over the top, Devlin, what made you go with more of the drag side of makeup, not drug side? Don't go there.
No,
Say
don't
no
go to
to
the drug
drugs.
side. I I mean, just watching queens that came before me, I'm always more attracted to the put on all the makeup. All the colors. Use what you got. Like, I want to look like a drag queen. I'm not trying to fool anybody. I mean, yes, I do look very splendid and glamorous, but this, I, I want it all. If I'm gonna do it, let's go all in.
Okay. So I'm curious, do you have like an obsession with makeup at all? Like me and bitches like Lilac and Kimberly Michelle Westwood, we go out there and buy every fucking new palette. I mean, what's your favorite thing about makeup? Like, what's your favorite makeup thing to buy?
Um, Goodness. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a super like makeup centric queen. Like, I only have like one palette that I use all the time. I use it for like my whole face. Just my little sticks that I, slather on, and been using the same blender for like 10 years. Well, what you get the joke. But yeah, I'm really I don't know, simple, but a lot and like exaggerated.
Okay, I love that. I mean, get it, girl. Now, what is something we should ultimately, as an audience, may not already know, should know about Devlin Phoenixx?
Something you don't know that you should know. I really am a nice person. I want to be super close and friendly with everybody. I want to get to know as many people as possible. I really think that's why I started this drag journey in the first place, was to get to know the people in my community. So like, come and talk to me. Don't be afraid. I'm I'm a nice bitch.
I love it. It is true. I remember seeing the first time I saw you, you were a little intimidated with that resting bitch face. And I remember you had these beautiful dreads and you had like almost a sequin basketball jersey on. And
Yep, the jerseys, one of my favorite.
I was like in love. I remember just being like, oh my God, I love you so much. And you looked at me up and down, looked at your boyfriend and be like, who is this bitch?
I, I do have a pretty resting bitch face sometimes.
I'm joking, of course. Now, tell me a bit about a recent event that you're going to be doing that you actually spent some time filming some performances out at Darcel's for a virtual pride that might be happening. Tell me a bit about that, bitch.
Yeah, so obviously Pride Month is in a couple weeks. What is time? Anyway, uh Pride Month is coming up, and Northwest Pride, Portland Pride basically used ourselves to film drag queens performing, and they're gonna put on a virtual Pride over the month of June. So be on the lookout for that. They had so many entertainers, Genuine, myself, Chance, Takara, Campbell Star, oh gosh, Lilac was in it. Just so many amazing entertainers. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yes, queen. Now, what should we expect in the near future once the bars open up and quarantine kind of allows us to go back to real life? What should we expect from Devlin Phoenixx?
Well, hopefully I'll be right back at it. The production that I work with, Portland Drag Queen Brunch, is hopefully we'll be able to be one of the first shows back. I know that everyone's still very involved and wanting so much to come back. So when we can, we will be back. We will be doing shows, hopefully again, both Saturday and Sundays, and going back on the road and just picking up where we left off. Because I know I'm ready.
Yes. Now, Devlin, you're an ambitious bitch. What are you ultimately hoping to do with your drag career?
I mean, the opportunities are endless. The doors that have opened since I started doing drag are doors that I never even knew existed. So to pick something out is hard to do. I mean, of course, yeah, sure, I have the pipe dream. Let's get on the show, let's be famous, let's do all of that, but who knows? I don't need it. You know, you can do so much without being on a TV show.
I hear it. I mean, I, of course, have been craving being on a reality TV show since before RuPaul's Drag Race. In fact, I've been craving it since America's Next Top Model. And I don't really care to go on Drag Race anymore because I don't really feel like that's the space for me. But I mean, there is a reality show that I did apply to, and hopefully I can disappear for a couple of months and go film a horror film out in Germany.
Okay, get
That's
it.
all I can say. Okay, so perfect. Now, you have known me for quite a bit, and we have done several shows together. Do you have any fun or crazy stories with the one and only Maliena Bitchcock?
Any fun or crazy stories? I'm assuming you're referring to the time that I tried to steal your husband.
Spill the tea, bitch.
Well, I don't know if any of you have ever met Melena's husband before, but he is a gorgeous man. And he happened to be standing, you know, on a wall in the bar, and I come over to this bitch and ask her, "Who have you seen that hunk of meat over there?" And she goes, "Where?" "Oh, my husband." And my job about hit the floor.
Well, I am a lucky, lucky girl that I got the most beautiful man in the world, and he's also very intelligent. Well, maybe not too smart because he ended up with me, but I'm very lucky because he's almost my pure definition of like a perfect mate. I mean, but you shouldn't really be fucking talking shit because you have that beautiful man yourself at home, and he loves Devlin.
I do have a pretty great partner. We've been together for, gosh, over 8 years now. So he knew me before any of this, and
Oh,
he decided to stay. So, yay!
get it. And I love that he also has kind of joined you within your journey within the career. He also is a title holder and does community work alongside you. So I love that you have someone also that really supports you.
Yeah, he's been super great. I don't think I could have done it without him in my corner, going with me and just supporting me, carrying my bag, tying my shoes, and all of that business.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, you have animals going
I
crazy.
do. I'm sorry. I have a herd over there.
It's okay. She's like Mariah Carey. Her guard dogs are just going off. People breaking her security. Do you know who I think I am?
Hmm.
Well, Devlin, we only have one more question of this main interview of Bitch Talk with Bitch Talk, and then we're gonna move on to some games, and then we're gonna say our goodbyes. My biggest question I'm really curious about is, what did you think about your experience on Bitch Talk with Bitchcock?
You are so much fun. Like, thank you for having me. I was actually so nervous before we started. You wouldn't believe it. I was like shaking. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to say? What do I do? How do I act? And then I just remembered it's you, bitch.
Exactly. This is just a kiki between girls, and it, it's about having fun, expressing who you are, spilling some tea that people may not normally know about you, and kind of letting them know the different diversity of performing out there. And, I do mainly get drag queens and drag performers on the show because I'm, obviously a woman. I'm a
Yeah.
drag queen. Um, but I do kind of like to show that diversity within even the drag world because drag today, as we know, isn't just men in dresses anymore. It's literally so much more. There are, the AFAB performers. There's just so much. There's trans performers. There's drag kings. There's the gender fluid performers, and it's so wonderful to see what kind of drag has turned into.
Yeah, drag nowadays can be anything you want it to be. You don't even have to be like, you can be whatever you want to be. You can be a monster. You can be an alien. You can be whatever. You don't even have to define it. Whatever your drag is your drag. It's amazing.
I love that. And, that's why I created something like this where everyone can be featured. Everyone can kind of tell their side of the story. And I love it. Just like me, I'm just a normal, everyday, friendly neighborhood glamour clown. And, I'm all about being glamorous and feeling my oats, but I'm all about being silly and stupid because life is too short to be taken seriously.
Right? If we can't laugh at ourselves, then, how
Well,
are you even going to get through life?
if you can't laugh at yourself, how the hell are you going to laugh at anybody else?
Yeah.
Well, boys and girls and all those in betweens, I hope that you really have loved this episode with the one and only Devlin Phoenixx. We have spilt so much tea about her drag career and life as a community worker within her title. If you've really enjoyed this episode and want to show a little extra appreciation, please look within the description where you can find her PayPal. Oh, God, brain fart, PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Or if you're really wanting to show some appreciation, send her a dick pic. She loves those.
Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm ready.
Get it. Well, also, Bitch Talk with Bitchcock does take a lot of work, so if you'd also like to tip this bitch, my Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal information is also below. I'm really excited to announce that our next episode is coming up this Friday. Now, we were scheduled to have the one and only Sherilyn Michaels come in and spill a lot of tea, but sadly, she did have to cancel and postpone due to just real life issues happening. So I am happy to say that I did get a replacement because what? I'm a fucking professional. Now, I hope you're ready for this Friday as we have Portland's very own weird glamour queen herself, the one and only Touche Douche. This bitch is gonna come to the show and spill all the tea, especially about me because she was actually technically supposed to be Bitch Talk with Bitchcock's first guest, but I suck. So I'm so happy. Devlin, are you ready to play a little game with me?
Yes, I love games.
Good. We're gonna play hide the fist with this ring.
Oh, hey, I got one too.
Woo! It's gonna be fun. Actually, we're gonna play a little game that we like to call Truth or Drink. And how this will work is I'm going to ask you a series of shady questions. And you can either answer truthfully or take shots. You got any alcohol over there, bitch?
Can I not do the product placement? But I have something.
Oh my God, is that a White Claw? Get it, queen. Bitch Talk with Bitchcock is not sponsored by White Claw.
But if they'd like to, she will accept.
Damn right, I'll take any money you want to fucking throw at me. So perfect, bitch, for round one of Truth or Drink. This is a fun, shady question. I'm so excited to ask you this. What is the longest you've ever gone without washing your tights or undergarments? Oh, really? I can tell
Can't
you.
give away all the secrets.
Well, girl,
I get them in.
There's been times where I've opened up my drag bag to pull out my tights and like, what smells like Fritos?
That special aura, that's what really attracts people to drag queens.
Okay, so you took a shot for that one. I love it. Now, what would you say is your number one pet peeve in drag?
Oh goodness, this one's easy. No offense to anyone, but my number one pet peeve in drag is boy body. I hate boy body. I'm sorry if that's your thing, but a woman needs some shape.
I mean, I hear you. I like showing off my womanly bits. Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, I need some hips. I need some fantasy. Give me that body.
So those queens that use like their voice test, that must be like an ultimate like, ah!
Well, I'm okay with chest sometimes, but like hips, I need an hourglass, not a V.
Okay, I get it, girl. I mean, you just look so much better with a juicy ass.
Right, it's all about the ass.
So for round three, why don't you tell me your most embarrassing drunk moment in drag?
Yeah, so this actually happened not too long ago. It was right before everything closed down. One of the last brunches I did. I, at the time, was into drinking manmosas, champagne, vodka, OJ. I had about 4 of them. And on the way home, the urge for them to come back out hit me, but I couldn't roll down the window fast enough. And
no.
it just kind of all in the side of the car and on my shoulder. It was not very cute. There's still a little grease on the window to this day.
Oh your man must have been so fucking pissed off at you.
Bitch, it's my car, okay?
She pays her own bills. Damn right. Well, perfect. For round 4, what local queen have you always had a crush on?
This is a pretty easy one. I don't know if they know this. Hopefully they're not watching. I mean, hopefully they will. I hope everyone watches. But I have to say I have a little bit of crush on Claire. Apparently, he's hot. I
Well,
like all 4 feet of him.
he is a beautiful man, like beautiful. And I did a Christmas show with him and Tammy Brown this last year, and he got undressed in the backstage, and he's sitting there in nothing but his underwear, talking to me in his full face. I was so
I had to work with him weekly. I had to work with Claire at Portland Drag Queen Brunch.
Oh, girl, I mean, I was so secretly like, just take me home and make me your bitch.
Well, not so secret anymore.
Well, he pretty much knew. So, okay, we have a speed round of Mary Kai Kai and Cancel. If you don't mind, let's start with Lilac, Kimberly Michelle Westwood, and the JJ. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna tell me who you'd marry, who you Kai Kai, and who you cancel.
Oh goodness, this is difficult. So I think I'd have to marry the JJ because she seems like that supportive bitch. She's always gonna like tell me to go get it. And I guess I'd have to Kai with Lilac. And I'm sorry, Kimberly's just too high maintenance. I couldn't deal with it.
I hear you. That bitch needs to get canceled already. For round 2, Bougie Cherry, London Bradshaw, or Sativa Goddamn Jones.
Okay, so we're gonna Kai with Sativa, cause yeah, I've always had that in the back of my head, and then we're marrying London and killing Bougie. Fuck her, or canceling. Sorry.
Oh my God, don't be killing anyone. Coronavirus is doing enough of that already, you fucking shady bitch.
Jesus. Can't do anything right.
Well, perfect. Well, let's bring up some of those people that you mentioned before, and these are some of my favorite stars all over because they're from one of my favorite reality TV shows ever, Camp Wanakiki! Of course, they are the Portland queens that we know as Coco Jim Holiday, Diana Fire, and Claire, apparently.
Oh man, this is hard. God. Okay, well. Okay, we're gonna Kai Diana Fire, because I bet that's a fucking good time.
Oh, I would so want to sit on her face.
We'll marry Claire, because, hey, I love Claire. And I'm sorry, Coco. I love you still.
Bitch, Coco Jim Holiday has just been canceled. Wasn't losing Camp Wanakiki enough?
I'm sorry. I still love her. I love that bitch.
Okay, well, bitch, we have one last round, and then we're going to say our goodbyes to everyone. And we have Sophia Valadez, Baby Moore, and Nay Leaks.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's hard. I like all of them. I don't want to cancel anybody. We're gonna... Gosh. Okay, we have to Kai Baby, because I've seen the way she dances. And then we're going to... yeah, I gotta marry Sophia, because I love her. Sorry, Prince, I know that's your thing, but... and then, sorry, Nene. You're just... Yeah, that's... I love you, Nene. That's hard. Stop, Maliena.
Well, I am an evil bitch, and I love to make these games hard for you guys. I'm sorry, but again, for anyone watching, don't get offended, don't get mad. This is just all for fun and entertainment. I mean, and it's fun to know who would fuck you or not, right? Well, again, thank you again for coming on my show, Devlin. I'm so happy that you came on Bitch Talk and kind of just got the chance to feature you finally.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun. I love talking to you. I wish we could do this every week because you're one of my favorites.
Oh, well, bitch, who says we can't? That's the power of Zoom. And,
Yes.
and you know, if you catch me on an off day, I might let you see all my man fur. Oh.
Ooh, yes.
So perfect, boys and girls, and all those in between. Again, I'm so happy that Devlin came on the show today and spilled all the tea. If you've really enjoyed this episode, please make sure to look within the description again where you can find the PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo, or you can tip her a little something extra and not just your fist. Now, this is a lot of hard work to put these shows together. So even if you can tip $1 to $5, it's always appreciated. Now, I always prefer you tip my guests because these bitches are just so amazing and they deserve a little something extra for getting in drag in the middle of the fucking week. So, again, please show your appreciation. In the meantime, our next episode is coming up for episode 29 this Friday. Again, as I get to interview the one and only Touche Douche. It's going to be such a great time. Me and this bitch are going to just kiki and spell all of it. Now, Devlin, again, thank you for coming on the show. I love you so much. Is there anywhere anyone can follow you, such as Instagram, TikTok, PayPal, fans only?
Yeah. You're funny. I mean, we're almost there. But yeah, Facebook, Devlin Lynn Phoenixx, Instagram, Devlin Lynn Phoenixx with underscores. I did just get on TikTok. I believe it's Devlin Phoenixx on TikTok. Yeah, check me out.
Okay. What about your fans only?
Oh no, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Unemployment's been good to me, so.
Well, perfect, baby. Again, thank you for coming on the show. All of you, thank you for supporting Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. I've had so much fun doing these interviews and interviewing such amazing people. I hope you keep your eyes open for June because we are going to celebrate Pride Month in a fabulous virtual way where I get some of the best drag legends from Salem, Portland, and Eugene featuring Riri Caliente, Summer Seasons, Daphne Bertha Storm, and Caress Ann Slaughter, and many, many, many more people who have paved the road for us younger queens to really just be who we are. So I'm so excited to announce that. In the meantime, thank you again for watching this episode of Bitch Talk with Bitchcock, and I really hope you all stay safe, and we will see you this Friday. Y'all have fun now.
Bye.
Bye.